Hello, everybody. I'm Lauren Kelly, and I'm a registered dietitian. I'm here today, along with Battery Park City Authority, to bring you a series called Meet Me in the Kitchen. It is 3 nutrition talks, and today's topic will be plant-based eating. So there's a lot of questions about what is plant-based eating and what is healthy and what to avoid, and that's what we're going to dive into today. So there is, once again, a lot of conversation about plant-based eating. Is it good for you? What does it actually mean? And so first off, we're going to go on with defining a plant-based diet. So plant-based diet is one that is rich in fruits and vegetables. Any fruit and vegetable counts. Nuts and beans too, and healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil and avocados. Those are all plants, and they make up the majority of a plant-based diet. A common misconception is that with a plant-based diet, you can't have animals involved, and that's actually just not true. The thing is, once again, is that the plants make up most of the plate, but animal foods can make up part of a plate on a plant-based diet and still be considered a plant-based meal. So when I say animals, it means anything that ever was an animal or comes from an animal. So things like chicken, fish, turkey, beef, pork. Things like eggs, yogurt, and cheese that come from cows. Those are all animals, and they can be part of a plant-based diet. Just once again, they don't make up most of the plate when you're following a plant-based diet. So a true plant-based diet gets its benefits from the fact that it's super rich in fiber. Think about all those fruits and vegetables that you're eating, rich in fiber, which is very important for digestion, satiety. Certain types of fiber have even been linked to lowering cholesterol and improving our gut health and our immunity. And then the other benefit is that it's loaded with nutrients. Once again, think of all those different colors that you're eating. They have tons of fruits and vegetables, have tons of vitamins and minerals, which our body really fuels off of. So that is really where a plant-based diet gets all of its benefits from. And once again, in plant-based eating, you are making vegetables the star of your plate. The starch, maybe like the rice or the pasta, the protein like the chicken or the fish, those are co-stars, not the stars. The stars are the vegetables or the plants. So, typical American diet, you think of the animal as the star of the plate, like the steak, and you have a little side of broccoli, or it's maybe pasta and it's a little side of spinach or something. But usually the plants are not the star of the plate. And that's really a major differentiation. So once again, a plant-based diet, at least half the plate is filled with some sort of plants, primarily vegetables, and maybe there is some starch and some protein, but it's much smaller portions of the plate. And here's a photo, actually, of a healthy plate, and this is from the Harvard School of Public Health. And as you can see, half the plate is vegetables, the small portion of the plate is fruit, which once again is still a plant, and then you've got a small portion of the plate which is whole grains, so that could be another healthy starch would be potatoes. Once again, a very small portion of the plate. And then there's protein there too, which does again make up a small portion of the plate. This is like the chicken or the fish, not the majority of the plate. As you can see, majority of the plate is coming from plants. On the side, you'll see the healthy fats, so that's where extra virgin olive oil comes in. Avocado oil is another healthy fat, and those help reduce inflammation, and once again, they are an integral part of plant-based eating. And the last piece of that little photo that you see there is water. So water. It's our main beverage choice. It should be our main beverage choice. It's what our body really needs. And that means sugar-sweetened beverages we really want to limit or avoid, like juice and soda, and even the diet versions. We don't truly understand how those are interacting with our bodies, so we don't want to be going crazy with those either. Water is the preferred beverage for our health. Now getting back to the benefits. So a plant-based diet, because of all those great vitamins and minerals and the fiber, it helps reduce our risk for diabetes and heart disease. It's been associated with promoting a healthy weight. So lots of benefits associated with plant-based eating. But I want to point out that there are some situations where someone might be following a plant-based diet but not getting the benefits. And the main reason for that is maybe they're, eating a lot of bread, white bread, and crackers and chips and pasta and stuff like that. And those technically are all from plants, but they are not the types of foods that we want to be eating in abundance because they're all refined starches, which are turned into sugar directly in the body. That excess sugar promotes inflammation, which can increase our risk for things like heart disease, diabetes, and gaining weight. So once again, just because it's plant-based, just because it comes from a plant, doesn't mean that it's necessarily healthy. We want to focus on the whole real foods, which once again, primarily veggies and fruits. That's where you get most of the benefit of a plant-based diet. The other thing I want to touch on today is that there are tons of plant-based alternatives out there now, like plant-based, fake burgers and fake chicken tenders, and it's kind of confusing. Should I be choosing the plant-based burger or should I be choosing the regular burger? And really something that can be helpful, a general rule of thumb, is look at the ingredient list. If it's loaded with tons of ingredients, a lot that you can't pronounce, you don't know, it's probably a good idea to stay away from it because that's an indicator that it's pretty heavily processed. But if you find an option that has minimal ingredients and it's all like fruits and vegetables and ingredients that you recognize and then that might be something that would be okay to integrate in sometimes. But it can be hard to know for sure. The takeaway here is a real plant-based diet where you could reap the benefits associated with plant-based eating is choosing whole real foods as much as possible. Once again, filling at least half of the plate with plants, primarily vegetables, and a variety of them is great too. That is where the benefits of plant-based eating come in. It's a good little help is to say to yourself, where are my veggies, or where is my fiber, where are my plants at this meal, and being able to throw in something like roasted asparagus that you had left over with your fish at dinner, or throwing in a handful of spinach with your omelet. These are little tips that can be helpful to get more plants into the day-to-day meals and snacks. Another pro tip I just want to mention that, the frozen food section is often villainized, and to be truthful, you can get tons of healthy foods in the frozen food section. So frozen vegetables and frozen salmon or frozen shrimp, as long as it's not doused in some kind of weird sauce, it's usually can be just as good as the fresh alternatives. So that's a good way to kind of always have vegetables around and easily accessible for your meals. Now I'm going to leave you off with a plant-based meal recipe that's super easy and pretty straightforward. So it is my salmon bowl with cauliflower rice and sauteed mushrooms. You'll see in the photo that it is mostly plants, cauliflower rice, and sauteed mushrooms, two very easy vegetables to cook very quickly. And the salmon is in the plate, it's in the bowl, but it's a small portion. It's not most of the plate. And salmon can be helpful for, has healthy fats to reduce inflammation, and it has protein to keep you satisfied. So there's benefits there too. But once again, most of the plate is plants. So you'll see the recipe there as well. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys again.